Have you ever heard of the as if method in manifestation? So, this is talked about quite a bit. I want to just kind of give you a condensed version of it. And I'm going to give you a couple examples of how you can implement this right now today. So, if you are new here, hello, my name is Karyn Medeiros, and I am founder of Manifest Her, and I am best-selling international author of Manifest Like a Badass. So, um, the as if method. The as if method is you are acting as if your manifestation has already come true, right? So here's the problem that most of us face or used to face is that we would always say, when, insert your manifestation, whenever this happens, I will then be, happy or joyous, or I will, then do whatever. But the thing is that you have to remember that the brain does not know what's real. It only knows what it tells, it only knows what we tell. And so that's why we have to always continue to be kind and positive to our brain, because it doesn't know what's real or fake. It only knows what we tell it. And so if we're telling it bad things or negative things, then it believes those things. And then it creates that energy to come back to you, right? Energy out is energy in. Everyone believes in karma, right? Karma. Well, if you do something bad is going to happen to you. It's the same thing. Energy out is energy in. So if you do good things, you have positive energy, positive thoughts, guess what? Good stuff comes back to you. All right. So we have to start acting as if we are the person that we want to be. So you have to become the person that you want to be now in order for her or him to come. So you have to act as if. You are acting as if you already are that person to bring in that energy. So I'll give you a couple examples. One is, say you wanted to lose weight. You have to act as if you are already that person in that goal weight. So an example, how I lost 30 pounds a couple of years ago was I acted as if I was that person. It was very uncomfortable in the beginning, but I was like, no, I know what I know. And I have to act as if. That way that energy will come in. And so I acted as if I was already 30 pounds less. So here's some things that I did. I sat and I was like, okay, who would I be? How would I act when I became that 30 pounds lighter? Would I be more confident? Would I wear different clothes? Would I walk differently? Would I dress differently? Um, would I go to the gym more? Like, would I eat differently? I wrote all of the things that I would do differently. So if somebody said, okay, there you go. It is whatever you want. I will give it to you. But before I give it to you, you have to tell me how you're like, what type of person you would be. Maybe you wouldn't be too different, but you would be a little different. Like, or maybe not you being different, but you would do a couple different things, right? So what would those things be? So one, get out pen and paper, and I want you to write out one of your goals, right? One of your visions, one of your dreams, whatever it is, pick one. And then I want you to write, all right, like, how would I be different? What are things that I would do differently if that were to happen? So a couple things that I did was I was like, okay, if I am 30 pounds lighter, I'm going to feel more confident, right? So if I'm going to feel more confident, what would that look like? Well, I would probably dress differently. I probably wouldn't be dressing in baggy clothes all the time because now I feel good, right? I feel good. I look good. So what would I do? Well, I would start tucking in my shirts instead of leaving them tucked out to hide my belly. So I started. So this was the very uncomfortable thing, the first thing that I started. And it was very uncomfortable because I did not feel confident dressing like that. But I knew that I had to become her if I wanted her to show up. And so I started tucking in my shirts. I started tucking them in right in the side. So they were still tucked in, but they still hid my belly a little bit, but not all. And I was okay with that. I was like, okay, this is where I will start. And that may seem like, really, but that was a big step. And excuse me, it made me feel really confident. Then I knew that I would start eating differently, right? I wouldn't have as much treats, chocolate, chips, and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, instead of having 1,000 treats a day, let's just go one. Let's just do one treat a day. So whether that be a handful of chips or a little bit of a chocolate bar or whatever the treat was, I would only have one a day. And so then that's all I would do is, okay, I've had one. And it was easy because I knew like, well, this is how I'm going to be in a little while anyway. So I might as well just start now. What else did I do? I purged a lot of my clothes and I, put them in the donation bag because I'm like, no, I'm not going to need these. These are going to be too big. And so I purged my closet. I left about probably like that much space in my closet that was empty. And I was making room for a new wardrobe to come in that was smaller sizes than what that were in my closet. So anything where I looked at and I was like, yeah, this makes me look bigger than I am, then I donated it and I got rid of it and I left space open. So those are just a couple of the things that I did. And so you see the example of I just made small tweaks knowing that that's kind of who I'd be. And I was like, and I would wear really super cute clothes. So I went to some of my favorite stores that I used to shop at prior to children. And I bought a couple cute tops and I bought them sizes smaller and I hung them in my closet. So every time I went in there, I would see them and be in like, oh yeah, right? So when you're surrounded by all these things that make you feel good, your energy out is a positive energy and good energy just comes back. But it makes you feel more abundant. The way that, you feel, if you feel great, your energy is great, your mood is great, your vibration is great. And that's what we want. We want good vibrations. And good vibrations come with being and feeling happy. So pick one of your dreams, one of your visions, one of your goals, whatever it is. And I want you to come up with a plan on how to act as if that person, right? So if you wanted to go on a trip, you wanted to manifest a family trip. Okay, so you probably wouldn't change the person that you would be at this moment because it's just a trip. It's not like, you're losing weight. And so start doing the things that you would do, act as if you're going on a trip. So act as if you've booked the trip, you've paid for the trip. Now what do you do? What are the next things that you do? Well, you're going to start packing, right? Or if you're going to start packing or even, start before that and being like, okay, I have no money to go on a family trip. However, I want to take my family on a family trip. So how would I act if I had the money to take my family on a trip? Start planning your trip. Go on to websites, go on Expedia, airlines, whatever, and start finding packages or flights or wherever you want to go. Start planning the trip like the money is sitting in your hand. If I said to you, okay, where do you want to go? Here's the money. But before I give it to you, you got to tell me where you're going. I need to know how much you want. Where are you going? So I want you to act as if you are taking your family on a family trip and have it all planned. So I hope that helped. That was kind of, a really condensed training of the as if method, but it's pretty simple, right? Of just acting as if you were her before she comes. If you do that, she will come faster to you than not coming at all and you waiting for this to happen for you to turn into her. So if you got any value out of this, I would love if you would smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I drop weekly videos on YouTube every week. And if you want to go further into manifestation, grab my book off of Amazon, Manifest Like a Badass. You can just type in Manifest Like a Badass or type my name, Karyn Medeiros. Remember, Karyn is spelt with a Y. So I hope you enjoyed this and I will see you next week.